how is this book in the same series as the first book in the series? This literally is just a war story. Did I like it? Yes. Was it crazy? Absolutely. The Inevitable Ruin is the 7th book in the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. And if you haven't seen any of the previous videos in this series, make sure to hit that playlist and just watch them, because there's so much in this book. Because it's crazy that this book started with a guy who was chasing his cat outside in his underwear, is now a part of an intergalactic coup with real gods and interdimensional eldritch horrors. What? One of the things that goes through most of this book series is in the cookbook, they keep talking about the war is like that war is hell. And as a hint for this book, it makes sense. It's not even an over exaggeration on, war is hell. No, they literally melted this floor. The 9th floor was decimated by the end of it. It wasn't even the end of it. They still had, I think, 72 hours, but the floor was about to be destroyed ahead of that. And so much happened in the last few chapters of this book that I'm still trying to wrap my head around everything that went on. There was a birth. We found out Carl is married to a lawyer. They killed a multitude of gods. What else was there? There was a wedding, a divorce, max level outs that broke the game, basically. There was so much in the last part of this book. I don't even really know where to start, and I need to reread this whole series just to wrap my head around it. I will do probably a more in-depth breakdown later on, but I'm just trying to get through these books as the 8th book is coming out soon. Everybody in this book has their own agenda, and in politics now, not pop culture, but in current events, people keep bringing up about 5D chess. If you ever want an example of what 5D chess actually is, that's just this book. It's this book is like being in a room full of magicians all doing tricks and trying to fool you, but each little trick is actually a part of the major trick as a whole that'll happen at the end, and you're the only one who doesn't know what's going on as the reader. The fact that Matt Denneman was able to just write this book and be able to keep track of everything that's going on is astounding. And if he pays off this series with a satisfying ending that answers all of the questions, I will be pleasantly happy. I'm not going to say I will be surprised, based on how this series is going, where it's not just, hey, we're just adding more and more questions each book. We're answering previous questions, who these people are, what's happening to these people. We're wrapping up storylines each book. But how do we wrap the major storyline up? I don't know, bringing out Cthulhu? Because that's where it seems like it's going. The only thing that this series doesn't have yet is time travel, and if it does, I'm not mad about it. I would be really interested to see how they work time travel into this. When I started reading this series, I had no idea that it was going to end up where it was, and there are still at least 3 more books. When recording this video, about this book right now, there is less than 2 days until the next book comes out in the series, and I'm excited. And I hope you guys are too, because I'm going to do a review reaction of that book as well. So make sure to subscribe and turn on alerts so you can be alerted when I post that video. And then I will have all 8 books ready for you to watch, just kind of a basic idea. So I want to talk about it. None of my friends are reading this book. That's why I'm making these videos. It's the whole reason why I made this channel. Is I like talking about certain things, and for some reason, I don't hang out with people who enjoy the same things I do. Now, let's get into the predictions for this series. So previous predictions that I still think are standing are, I think Mordecai is dead. I think he does not make it out alive. His story is slowly wrapping up. The fact that he was able to kill basically the person who was ultimately responsible for his brother's death. He still has 2 more people. He's got Chaco, who I think he's going to forgive Chaco, but I think Audette is going to also not make it out of this series alive. Mordecai is going to sacrifice himself while taking down Audette. I think that's how it's going to end. So probably, if not the last book, the second to last book. I really don't know what's going to happen from here. Katya and Carl are the end game. I know I said in the previous video that I think Carl may not end up alive at the end of this. He still kind of seems that way, but also that needs to be finalized. There was a lot of like, oh, who is she referring to? Is she referring to Batista, or is she referring to Carl when she, you know, looks in their direction about who she really wants to have to be the father of her child? Because even the god was like, I see who you truly want to be the father of your child. And like Carl and Katya had that whole like binding moment where they shared their dreams and they were able to literally bound themselves personally together. And I think even Batista sees the writing on the wall, and I think he's going to step down for Carl, and Carl is going to end up with Katya. And let's also just briefly talk about the fact that Katya was half a person when she turned back to human, how much she sacrificed herself for everybody. Like, we knew about her fingers. We didn't realize how bad it really was. And a big prediction, the final book in the series will not take place in the dungeon. I think it is going to take place on the surface of Earth, and the lines between reality and the AI simulation are going to be fully broken, and the AI is going to be the ultimate villain. It's going to be the creature from nowhere is the AI. I think that's going to be one and the same, because maybe I misinterpreted it from the book when I was reading it, but it sounds like these aliens just found the AI and have been using it and were like, wow, this is a really useful item that we can use, and have just kind of been using this AI system that they found, and it's like they can only partially control it, and it's just like, huh, that's like the worst idea ever. If you find technology that is smarter than you, do not use it. I also think we will find out what the true primal creature is, like, because Carl is a primal, but they don't know what primals look like. So I'm pretty sure we will end up in the next couple books finding out what a primal truly is, whether it actually is that eldritch horror that Juicebox turned into, or is it something different? And I think we're going to see Scolopendra in the next book, because this book ended with the line, Scolopendra is awake. So if Scolopendra is not in this book, why are we not paying it off right away? But apparently the 18th floor is now destroyed, and everybody on the 18th floor is going to have to go through the 17th floor to get to the 16th floor, which is just a mirror, literally an empty room with a single mirror, which I find interesting. I want to know more about that. So right now, the crawlers are going this way. The people are going this way. They're all going to end up meeting somewhere on the 15th floor, maybe? I don't know. Are we going to get that far? Probably not, but we'll have to see. So that's it. 8th book comes out in a few days. I'll release the review as soon as I get to it with this series. So stay marvelous and kill, kill, kill.